Someone left a comment under one of my videos, and it highlights the misunderstanding of what field inspection actually is and why a person actually comes to a home to inspect in the first place. So we're going to talk about that today. So first, let me show you the actual comment. And the comment says, why are they coming to do an inspection for a 3-year-old house in Phoenix, Arizona? They want to come and take interior pics and exterior. Money grab, nothing else. Okay, so let's break that down first as to why the inspection actually takes place. And then we'll go into more detail. And hopefully I can help you to understand exactly why it is that we do actually come to homes, even though they are new. Because trust me, I do understand as a homeowner, especially if your home is brand new and you haven't had it that long, it's probably freshly built. In your mind, you're thinking, why in the world would we need an inspection? There is nothing wrong with my house. So first, let me break this down to you as to why insurance companies inspect in the first place. They are looking for risk, and any sort of risk at your property. We're looking at things like roof conditions, electrical panels, your HVACs, your plumbing, and any sort of liability hazard that could possibly be on your property. They sometimes even come by to confirm that the actual home matches what's on the application for when you first applied for insurance. And I do know that a lot of people probably get their insurance coverage on a home, whether it's new or whether it's old, doesn't matter at this point of what I'm talking about right now. They get coverage on the house, and when they call for coverage, I'm pretty sure that no one comes out at all. There's no one, like literally no one, to come to your house to do any sort of inspection. They just get you signed up, talk to you about your premium, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, you have a packet in the mail about your coverage for your home because you have insurance. But they don't know exactly what's going on at the house simply because you signed up for insurance. That's where, of course, the insurance inspectors come in. They will come to your house to verify what's there. And I've had homeowners actually tell me, why do I have to have a inspection at my home when you can see the house? If you just going to take pictures on the outside, you can see the house through satellite view. I'm pretty sure they can see the house. Well, that is true. You can see most homes from the satellite view. Sometimes what's on the satellite view may not be there right now at the moment. When I go to places, and I have been to several where this has taken place, where I see the home or I see the building on Google satellite, and when I get there, I'm looking at something totally different. There is a strong possibility that that could happen. You will probably end up needing an inspection at your home, no matter how old or how new your location is. Before we go on, I'd like to mention something that I've started for the field inspection community, and it is called Field Inspector Roundtable. It's a small live Zoom discussion that will take place every second and fourth Wednesday of each month, where field inspectors can come together and talk about real life situations that they run across every day while out in the field, ask questions, and share experiences. You can vent a little if you so choose to, and just connect with other inspectors who understand the actual work. Now, this is not a class or any formal training. It's meant to be a fun, relaxed conversation where inspectors can feel free to talk openly. And nothing is really off the table when it comes to the reality of this job. Now, seats are intentionally limited so the discussion stays small and so that everyone has a chance to participate. And since this is a group discussion, each session will require a minimum amount of participants. So if a particular roundtable doesn't match that number, everyone who registered will automatically roll over into the next session. So if you'd like to join in on any of those discussions, you can find the details in the description below. So now let's talk about liability exposures. And we're talking about things like pools in the yard, trampoline, aggressive dogs, things of that nature that a person may have at the location that they did not mention when they received the policy. Because most policies will ask you, do you have these things? Do you have a pool in your yard? Is there a trampoline? And some people, why would they be concerned about a pool and a trampoline? I've done a video before on pools, so let me just go on ahead and reiterate what I'm talking about. There are kids who could possibly be at the house, your own children. The home is there and everything in the yard is supposed to be a part of the insurance policy. Everything. And if you don't believe me, you can look this up. They do ask about pools and they do ask about trampolines. They ask about aggressive dogs that could possibly be in the yard. They ask about all of those different things and any exterior hazard that could actually be there. And I have been to places where people have signed up for insurance and did not give a full detail as to what they have. And I know a lot of you can probably relate to this. You go to a location, on the paperwork, according to the paperwork, it's a 3-bedroom home, 2-bath, whatever. That's what they're thinking that you're going to inspect. And when you get there, they have a whole thing, a new construction going on in the back of the house. They are building on 2 more rooms. There's a hole dug over there for the pool, all types of stuff. The insurance carrier does not know what's going on. Your entire property is being covered by your insurance. And if you don't have anything new going on at your location, that's understandable, why you would be bothered. But please understand that a lot of people do. They purchase a property, they get insurance on the square footage that the insurance carrier thinks is going to be covered. And then they start building, they start doing all of these other things that they did not relate to the insurance carrier. And they probably have no plans to relate to the insurance carrier. This does happen. And I'm pretty sure some of you are probably thinking, well, why would they even concern themselves about that? That's my own personal. No, it's not. Because it's on the property of the home, which is being covered by the insurance carrier that is being financed through the finance company. So everything should be reported to your insurance carrier. And I'm sorry, I do understand. I know. At one point, I was under the impression, too, that if I get a home, I could do whatever I want to do in my yard. I could do all of these different things, and it couldn't have been further from the truth. And I learned the hard way. That is not true. You have to report these things. If someone comes out later and sees it, and it looks to be a hazard that's in your yard or something that you just failed to report, even if you didn't mean to and you were intending to, your premiums can go up. Some insurance carriers will even cancel your coverage because they feel like it was a fraudulent setup from the get-go. You don't want things like that to happen. So that's why we come out to verify what you said you have at your property and the condition in which you said your property was in when you received coverage. Some people purchase homes and they say they're going to be living in the house. And on the file that we receive, it could say that this person is living in this home. I am the primary person. I am the one who will be living there. When in fact, it is an Airbnb. It is vacant. All sort of things that we could clearly see when we come that nobody lives here. The primary owner is not there. I have went where they've given me a file and asked me personally on the paperwork in the special instructions to verify that the homeowner that is on the file is the one who lives there. If not, please report that back. Apparently someone's told them something. I have no idea. But when I got there and knocked on the door, the homeowner was not there. There was indeed a tenant in the house. That's what she told me she was. She was renting the house from the homeowner. There are a lot of reasons why we come, outside of just taking interior and exterior photos. We have been to locations as far as the house themselves where it is just the frame, just the wood frame, no walls at all. So if The question is, why do we inspect new homes? Why do we inspect homes that are not even an actual home at all? At least not yet. There are construction workers all over the place. Why do we do that? When we go to these sort of locations, it's because contractors, they can't cut corners. They will half do the job. They will miss out on stuff. We have to go and verify what's going on at this location, report back, show them images of what's happening. Are there any hazards and trips and falls? What's going on in detail at this location, even though there are no walls. There's just a frame. And I know there's going to be somebody to say there was a time when there was no inspections at all. That's true. But times have changed. And unfortunately, if you have a home or if you have a commercial property, you just may fall in that category of needing to have your place inspected. So now let's talk about the money grab part. First off, homeowners don't pay field inspectors to come out and do an inspection on the home. Nobody's getting paid anything extra for the inspection to occur at your home. And in case you're thinking that the money grab is on the back end as far as the insurance carrier is concerned, so that they can raise your premium or whatever the case may be, hoping that we find something so that they can lock in on some added payment, the only thing I can tell you as far as that's concerned is that if you get a new home and you decide to get you some insurance coverage, whatever the questions are that they ask you, answer them honestly. Let them know what you have going on. Is there a pool in the back? If it's written on the paper and you're thinking to yourself, oh, why they asking me about that? Oh, I am getting insurance. I'm just going to say no. Don't do that, because they will see that there is a pool in the back. Someone will be eventually probably coming over. Sooner or later, they will. When they ask you questions, answer them truthfully. That way, when an inspector comes, there's nothing additional to add. There's nothing that the inspector will be reporting that is not already on your paperwork. And sometimes these inspections help out the people who are newly owners of properties anyway. It helps you out. I can't tell you how many times I've been to a location and the owner had no idea that the electrical panel that they had was a fire hazard, and that it had been recalled, or that it was out of code. I can tell you how many times I've been to locations and the fire extinguishers has been out of date 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And they're under the impression, well, I have one. What is the problem? The problem is that the ingredients inside of the fire extinguisher at one point in time surely is going to stop working. You pull that plug, that little pin, thinking you're going to use this fire extinguisher if something actually happens on down the line, and it don't even work. It don't even spray off. They didn't have no idea that these things expire, or that they need to be tested, or that they may need to be replaced. There's reasons for us coming, and we help people with this stuff. You get a new home, and you have an inspector that comes by that's in depth, and he's checking your plumbing or whatever he may be checking around your home, and he spots a leak. There's water running down the back side of the house coming out. There's a puddle. Where's that coming from? And you realize that could be why my water bill is so high. I have a leak I didn't know. So there are some positives for people coming to your home or to your property doing an inspection. And I cannot list them all out, because if I did, it would take me forever. But if you think about it, and the longevity of it all, as far as having insurance coverage on your home or on your property, you will realize the positives of having someone to come by and check. And as far as money grabbing and someone attempting to actually just pull more money out of your pocket, as I said before, be honest about what you have. Tell the truth when you relay information to the insurance carrier. And in the fine print on your paperwork, if it says something like if something drastic was to occur at your home or you make any sort of drastic changes or whatever, please report and let us know so that we're aware. Maybe you should do that. And don't forget to do that, because you don't want to make it look like when someone comes to inspect your place that there is something that you have added or possibly was there the whole time and you didn't tell your carrier. Because that may be what they think. So I hope that cleared up some of that to help any of you who are probably wondering yourselves, even the new inspectors, as to why we actually go out and do these inspections. So no, we are not there to invade your privacy at all. That is not why we come out. We come out for verification. Verification of information that is pretty much already given. Most of the time when we go out, they already know what's supposed to be in and around a location, and it's just a verification. So I hope that helped you. And in the meantime, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, because I'll be bringing you back something later. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.